Hey fam, so I wanted to talk to you today about three commas and smart trades. You get one free smart trade if you have the free account. You can upgrade and purchase the subscription if you'd like. I only have the free one, so I do one trade a day or I do one trade at a time basically. So I wanted to show you how to do it and what the benefits are of the smart trades on three commas. And I pulled up my three commas login here. Okay. And you can see here on the left hand side, it says Smart Trade. You would click there. It'll bring up this window. Okay. So from here, it'll show you which exchange you're using. So if you have multiple exchanges, you can select which one you'd like to use. I only have Binance tied to this one. Then you can select your market, which is going to be what type of funds you would like to spend or use to make the trades. I'm using USD. Then you select your trading pair from here, and I am going to use NEO because it's been having a pretty good fluctuation between $50 and $70 for like the last week, and I've been capitalizing on that fluctuation. So for this, you would, after selecting all three of these, you can take a look at your chart. You can use all the tools here to plot out your chart. And if you want to be like, oh, well, this trend here, blah, 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 you can do all that if you want to determine what your entry point's going to be for you. Um, on this chart right now, it's showing that the Neo is going for $56.57. And if you wanted to buy at market levels, that's what you'd be coming in at. Now, me personally, that's a little bit high, and I think that it should be around 55 to $54 if you want to do a quick buy and sell in the market on this pairing. So, what I am going to do is show you how I would set up a smart trade on three commas. So first thing you want to do is come to the very first column, and in the very first column, it'll let you know how many units you would receive of NEO for how much ever your total is going to be at the bottom. So this is where the total units or coins will be located. The next thing you want to look at is the price. Are you going to set this as a limit or a market, or you can do a conditional market or conditional limit pricing. And I'll go through that with you. If you don't already know about buying and selling using limits, I would say you might need to watch a different video first before coming on here. But if you wanted to do a limit, that means you're just setting the price that you would like to sell, or sorry, that you would like to buy your coins at. So you can say, I want to buy this coin at $56 and 6.64 cents. And it would go out to the market, it would hold the order, and it will hold that order until the price reaches this. And as soon as the price reaches it, it would go ahead and execute your order, and you would be bought would have purchased your um, coins. So the next one is market, where you would buy it at whatever the price is at that time. With market orders, you can get more than one order at a time. So let's say they fill 10 coins at this price, 5 coins at that price, and then that would be what you've done. But sometimes the market might swing by the time you click that button and it moves forward. So I always try to stay away from straight up market orders because, you can lose cents here and there. Now, the conditional order is where I like to place my bets for the smart trade, because with the conditional, you can set your target price, and then from there you can either purchase using a limit order or you can purchase using a market order. I normally do the market order from that price because I like to use the trailing buy and sell. That's just me. All right. So let's go ahead, and as I said before, since I feel like $55 is a good price, I would set a $55 limit to trigger my buy, and it'll be a conditional market order, the market order. Sorry, the trailing buy. So I really like the trailing buy. It is like the best thing because it saves you money sometimes, which is great, especially in a plummeting market. So for my market orders, I normally set it 1%. You can set it 5%, 10%, whatever you'd like, but I do for 1% because I don't want I don't want my orders to just remain open for forever. I know that seems weird, or, I like to be in the market and not be waiting for that 5%. Because the trailing, if you trail too far, you can, it could take forever for it to actually buy. But I mean, if the market's trending down or is trending sideways, the order will just stay open as opposed to actually buying and you being able to catch the upswing. So in this case, I normally would do $55. Then I would do a market order with a trailing buy of 1%. Okay. And then down here in the total, this is going to calculate how much ever you'd like to spend. So you can either type in a total if you'd like, or down here they have a customizable size amount, which takes whatever total cash you have selected in your market and it would divide it into this coin. So if I had $4,000 and I wanted to use 25%, you get the idea. So in this case, I am going to use 25% of my total cash I have on hand to make this sale. All right. And then that would give me a total of 15.156 NEO for this price with this triggering limit. And it could fluctuate because I did set it as a market order. All right. Next thing you want to do is set your take profit. So this smart trade gets you in and out of the market, and you'll get to collect your profit. So in this case, you have two options. You can do a limit order to take profit, or you can do a market order to take profit. Again, I like to use the trailing take profit, so it has to be a market order in order to do that. So you have three things you can follow in your market order. You can do the bid, the ask, or the last. I do the bid. It's just the simplest way just to set it up. And then I set my take profit at about 6%. It's up to you. You can set it for 20%, but hey, how likely is that to happen? That's the key to it. When you enter the market, you need to have some sort of target of where you think you're going to exit if you're going to do the smart trade. So I do mine at 6%. I was doing it at 10% and doing pretty well at 10%, but the volatility isn't really there with NEO right now for me. So I'm doing 6% and I'm just collecting $50 here and there on my trades. It's something. So I would set my market order at 6%. And then next, I would set a trailing take profit. We'll turn that on. Now, 5% is really high. That means I could end up with just 1% profit if I let this run at 5%. That's why I always run my trail and take profit at 0.5%. So then I'll end up with 5.5% or better. Sometimes it does hit it a little bit lower because it is a market order, but that is our triggering sets for this. You can also do split targets. So instead of just doing 6% one time, you can split it up and sell off your 15 crypto back to the market, maybe five at a time. That's your option. And you could take it at different pricing levels if you feel like there's going to be some incredible upswing. Okay. Next thing you may want to do, but I do not do, is set a stop loss. If you are in a coin, I don't want any losses. That's why I have yet to have any losses with my smart trades because I will stay in the trade until it goes back positive, even if it goes negative. So I don't set the stop loss, but you can if that's something you want to do. They have the option of doing it as a conditional limit order or market order, and then you can set how much your risk tolerance is for your loss. At 4%, I mean that's an easy hop for Neo to make a 4% drop, and I don't want to be stopped out of the market because of that drop because I know Neo's going to come back up. I mean, I have faith. Don't purchase coins you don't have faith in because then you'll be or for the short run because then you'll be stuck with it. Like I would never do one of these smart trades on like a Shibu Inu because if that drops, it might take years for it to come back, as opposed to Neo, which if it drops, it's going to come back within at least a month. So I would definitely only do this on crypto that you know is going to bounce back, not something that might tank and then be down forever. I mean, if it happens, you do have the option. to cancel the smart trade. And I'll show you that at the end. So we're setting our, if you wanted to set your stop loss, you can. Say you're okay with losing up to 10%, but who wants to lose 10%, then get stopped out of the market, and then while you're sleeping, the market bounces back? That's why I just stay away from the stop losses. If I'm out, I'm out. I'll sell it myself and just be out and just know that I got out, but not at 10%. There's just no reason for me to set it, but you can if you want. Another cool thing that this program offers is if you do want to do a stop loss, you can do a stop loss timeout. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes at like 3 o'clock in the morning, a coin will bottom out and then all of a sudden spike. And I don't know if that's by design, like some people are maybe manipulating the market so that people who have set stop losses get stopped out of the market and then they can reap their benefits of the market going back up, and all those people who slept through it and got stopped off in the morning, they would just have stopped out at negative 10% and then find out that when they woke up, the stock is, or not stock, but the crypto coin is up like 50%. It's happened to me. It happened to me on Dodge, and I was very upset about that. If I would have had it in a smart trade, I could have used this stop loss timeout. Now you can set this to ignore spikes and dips, which is awesome. So it can ignore the spike or the dip for how many ever seconds you'd like to do. So normally it lasts like 1 minute to 2 minutes when they do these kind of dips. So you can set 300 seconds. So over 300 seconds, if this stock plummeted 10%, it won't trigger my stop loss. It would wait 300 seconds. And then after 300 seconds, if it's still down, then it would stop me out of the market. So that is like one of the best things that I've ever seen when it comes to these kind of programs. The last thing is a trailing stop loss. So if if you wanted to sign up for the stop loss, you can always do a trailing stop loss, and it's the same premise as the other two, trailing profits and trailing buy. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, I already placed this trade. I believe I placed it at, yep, I placed this trade earlier today, so I'm not going to delete it to restart it, but this is exactly how I set it. I did not set a stop loss. I did a price of $55 per crypto coin. I did a trailing buy of 1%. I did 25% of my holdings and it gave me my units. I did a 6% bid market order for taking profits as well as a trailing take profit of 0.5%. When I created it, it looks like this. So this is my order and it's on a wait right now because the price is $56.32 and that is more than what I want to buy it at. So it's going to wait until the market drops. The order is placed in Binance, but it's just waiting for the market to drop. Now, the other thing you want to look at in here is this little three dots. This comes in handy. I had a trade in on NEO and I just knew that it was going to bounce back, but it dipped down a little bit further beyond, like, let's say my $55. Let's say I woke up and, oh my gosh, I'm negative 5% and I want to average my price down. You can do that by clicking on these three dots and you can, oh well, it's not going to show it now because it's not in process, but there's a button here that if it was already in process that I could purchase, add more money or add more of a position, and then it would average it in. And I made so much money. I did that like 3 times, but I knew it was coming back. And when it came back, I made that plus all the extra buys that I did on this. So you can purchase on your smart buy more of a position even after you've placed the trade, which is great. Next thing you want to know about, let's see. Let me get one that active so I can show you these things. Um, I don't want to activate this one. Let's see how is Dodge doing right now. Dodge, no, I don't want to get in on the market there. Matic, mm, yeah, let's do a Matic purchase. Okay, so for the purpose of this video, I went ahead and executed the trade by clicking the three dots and opening the trade. So for this portion, I just wanted to show you how you would add funds. So adding funds would mean like if the price were to drop, let's say 2 to 3%, or it drops down to $1.30, and you're like, oh my, I want to, go ahead and average down my trade. You would click here and add funds. It'll ask you how much do you want to add. I could say 10% of my total holdings, and then it would buy at the current market price. That would be lower, and it would show it on your little chart here. Now, the second portion is you can close at market price. So if you don't think the trade is going the way you want it to go, or if it's going back and forth between two um, figures that are below your take profit price, you can take profit early by closing at market price. Or if you're losing and you didn't set a stop loss and you're like, I want to get out of this trade, you can close it at market price. Your other option is to cancel. If you cancel the trade, it will not close out your position. Basically, you'd be canceling the smart trade, but you would still be in the market holding those crypto coins. So let's say, if you bought Bitcoin in a smart trade back when it was 40K each. And instead of stopping out or changing anything, you might want to hold on to that because you know Bitcoin's going to come back and you don't want to harvest those losses. So you could cancel it, and that would just leave the cryptocurrency in your wallet on Binance, and you can do another trade for another thing. It's happened to me before. I don't remember which coin it was, but it was like it came down and I wanted to make another smart trade, so I was like, I'll just hold it. So I canceled it. I didn't close it. I just canceled it and held the coins in my wallet until it came back. I believe it was one. Um, and one has been up and down. Harmony, it's been up and down between 9 cents and like 11 cents right now, and I purchased at like 11 cents and then it dropped to 9 cents, and I was like, well, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm just going to hold it. I bought more at 9 cents, averaged it all out, and then like 2 weeks later I sold it using just going into my Binance account and making the sale. So you can do that if you're in a smart trade. You don't have to close out the position in order to get out of a smart trade. You can just cancel the smart trade, and then you can handle the cancellation or the selling of whatever you purchased on your own. So that's always good. That's why I only have only using the one at a time, because I only am in one trade normally at a time for the smart trade. I do trade like manually using Binance, but it's nice to have the smart trade going on because it's always taking profit here and there. And I wanted to show you guys that my trade has finally stopped out. So I set it this morning and now it's stopped out. So let's take a look at what it did. That Matic purchase finished at 5.6%. And if you recall, I set it at 6% with a 0.5% trailing. So it did trail and closed out at 5.6. Now, the total profit of this trade was $46. So it's like, you know, just a little trade for today. And then I can just do it again and just do it again and again and again. So that's how you take profit on these little trades.